Hi everybody, it's Usernamekate and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a little errands run on Honda's GB350S. So if you want to come along with me for that and we'll have a chat along the way, then keep watching. Right, so before we hop on the bike, I have a full review on this bike on the channel, but if you just want to have a little look over it like this, that's what we're going to do right now. So if you look at the dash, we have an analog dash with a little LCD screen. In fact, let's have a look what it shows on that. So you've got your gear indicator, you've got your fuel, you've got an indicator on apparently. And you can see all sorts of things by pressing this button. In fact, I'm trying to make it so the DJI is not in the reflection, but you can scroll through everything there, and you can reset the trip with the button underneath that there. So yeah, you've got your idiot lights here, switch gear, fairly basic. You've got a nice little Honda emblem in there. Again, a very basic, uncluttered switchgear. I've got my Peak Designs mount on there for my phone, which works brilliantly. Honda's tank. Now, I personally love the colour of this. This is the grey, although it does look extremely similar to the blue, which I think has annoyed a lot of people because people like choice Honda. Anyway, this is the grey. I love the badge. It's just gorgeous. And I really like the neutral pastel kind of colours that are options. If we move down, we've got that beautiful single cylinder air-cooled putter. Puts out around about 20 horsepower, 21 brake horsepower, and produces 29 newton meters of torque. Of course, all the details are in my initial review, so definitely check that out if you want to learn a bit more about it. But yeah, we've got a single disc on the front. We've got a matte exhaust with a bit of a chrome shield, and then it goes back to black. It's a bit mucky because Mike's been off-roading on it, as he does. We've got the twin shocks at the rear, quite basic but functional. Got the alloy sport wheels as well. We've got the Torrance Next Metzlers on there as well. Got a dead big wide seat, which we've put the heated stuff on because it's cold in the UK at the minute. But yeah, one thing that I didn't mention in my review, we've got a centre stand. Look at that bad boy. How amazing. Anyway, we've just had a bit of a close-up of the bike, and now we're going to ride it.
Well, guys and girls, what a perfect bike to run some errands on. It's so light, it's got enough power for the town putting. And yeah, we're on our way to the docks. We're going to the doctors because I've got to drop off another snot sample. Love that for me. We've got to see if this Ratatouille planticola human pathogen virus has gone. Whether I've kicked its ass or whether it's kicking my ass, because it feels like it's kicking my ass a little bit at the minute. So we're going to be very cheeky here, and we're going to do what all the cheeky bikers do. Because I'm not sitting in that, I'm afraid. That's why I've got a motorcycle. It's broken hatch markings, so that's going to be my excuse. But yeah, quick trip to the docks, drop off my snot sample, see if I'm on the mend. Then Thursday, I've got bloody blood tests, just to make sure I'm not vitamin D deficient anymore. Because my reading was something like 35, and apparently a normal healthy reading is like 100 to 150 or something like that. Don't quote me, I'm not a doc or a nurse for that matter. But I just know that I've been a bit of a sickly child recently, and I don't want to be a sickly child. Do you know what? I just thought to myself there, no one cares, Kate, no one cares. Stop yapping on about your illnesses and what you're doing. And then I thought, you know what, actually no. I watch Missing and Flyers videos, and I love it when he goes off on a tangent about things. So, yeah, be more Missenden. Okay, we're going down here. Wind it on. The sound is so nice. You know, it does feel like 20 horsepower. It really does. But that's what it is. So it's going to feel like it doesn't have a lot of power. So I had one commenter and he said to me, this bike is pointless, it's only good for old men and women. And I didn't really like that comment, if I'm being honest. And do you know why? Because why is this bike only good for old men and women? What the hell does that even mean? This bike would be great for someone that has a bigger bike, that wants an errands bike, a bike for pootling around on. It's great for somebody that, you know, just maybe wants an easy life. They don't want to have to drag a big adventure bike out, or, you know, something big. They just want to throw the leg over the fun little 350 Honda and go for a little crack around somewhere. It's good for the commuters, it's good for the people that are travelling in cities, in towns, that need to carve the way through. The mirrors are quite narrow, and I know that's, you know, can be a bit of a hindrance for you broad-shouldered guys, you know, having to duck your arms in, but it's great for weaseling, which I think this is kind of designed as a little weaseler, little and large. It's good for men and women and every sentient being with legs and a human brain in between. So bizarre comment that. Right, we're here. Oh, please don't mow me down. Please don't mow me down. We'll just dump it here, it doesn't look too busy. We're on a hill, so we'll just leave it in gear. Snot sample acquired. Love that for me. Ooh, can't show the snot. Hello. I've got a sample for you. Errand number 1 done. Right, we can get on this because we've got gravity on our side. Let gravity help us. Paddle, 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 tiptoes, because this is quite a tall bike. Tall, but very light, which will ding dang do for me. In fact, I'll put in some footage of how tall it is for me. Okay, so we're back on the road for errand number 2. Post office job. We're going into Atherton. So yeah, I can actually think of lots of people who this bike will appeal to. Not everybody out there is chasing big horsepower figures. You know, just because that's something that you are chasing doesn't necessarily mean it's what everyone else is chasing. So if you don't deem this bike as powerful enough for you, don't buy it. It really is quite that simple. Put. In the little town of Atherton. Yeah, we're all clear. I do hope the post office is open. Is it? Please be open. Yeah, it is. We'll just, oh, it's disabled. Can't go there. We can go here though. That'll do. Can we get it through a spoke? Probably not. I'll have to do. Sick wheelie, bro. Hello, I've just got some letters to post. Second errands done. Right, well, errand number 3 is nipping to my mum and my dad's. But yeah, what a lovely workhorse. So if you guys can't relate to me being 5'4" and you want someone's opinion who's a bit taller, 5'11" say, for example, Then my partner Mike has actually done some videos on the GB350S whilst it's in my possession. So he's done one video where he gives you guys his general thoughts on it. As someone that weighs 14 stone, you know, it might be a bit more relatable to a lot of you guys than my 10 stone punk ass. But also he took it off-roading because the man's wild. I mean, that video is worth watching for the sunset alone in the background. Absolutely beautiful. Slow it down, time this right. Oh, he's turning anyway. Put. Huh? Hello. 348.
348, and what's the Royal Enfield?
Same.
Which is a better bike, this one?
That's what I'm going to find out. Because I'm putting them head to head, but that's tomorrow.
Right. Have you got an Enfield at home?
No, I'm going to KGM to ride it.
It's quite a nice little bike, this.
Yeah, it's deceptively tall for what it is. Like, I'm on tiptoes. Look at your Crocs and socks. March to the beat of your own drum. Uh-oh.
Is this the one that Mike's been bragging about all over?
Off-roading, yeah.
That clutch feel, the clutch is proper loose, isn't it?
It's just a light clutch.
A light clutch.
Yeah, super light.
How much are these?
£3,949.
That's not a bad price, is it?
It's not.
Is the Enfield?
Similar. I don't know 100% yet. I need to do my research because I'm doing a head to head.
Honda pitch in this.
Yeah, against it. They're coming for the Ennas, yeah.
So you know Honda will win.
Do you though?
Better technology.
Is it though? That's what we'll find out. All synced and ready to go. Hey, yeah, look how tall it is for me. That's mad. They're always on. It's like a safety thing, but a lot of people don't like it. It's like the GS. There's your GS does it as well. Like, it's got the lights on all the time. Okie dokie. Right. See you later. Keep it chill. Love ya. We'll try and be a bit cheeky. That's why we're on a little weaseler. Put. If you're going to give me an opportunity, my friend, I will take it. Because that's what weaseling bikes are all about, baby. Okay, errand number 3 has been done. I went to my mum and dad's, saw Papa Ralph. It's interesting because from what Dad said then, it seems that he's very pro Honda, because he was like, surely this bike will, you know, absolutely annihilate the Royal Enfield. Well, will it? I think Dad is underestimating Royal Enfield's pull and fan base in the UK. Maybe he just doesn't know, you know, many people that have them, but yeah, I think he would be quite surprised if he knew how many Enfield owners there were out and about. But as you probably gathered from my conversation with Dad then, by the time this video goes live, I should have a shootout out on the channel between the Honda GB350S, Royal Enfield's HNTR 350, because I feel like those bikes are very comparable. They're the ones that everyone is, you know, questioning which is the better one. And I'm also seeing the Triumph Speed 400 be compared to these two bikes, even though, you know, it's double the horsepower, it's still a single cylinder. So my wild card for my shootout is going to be a Vosges 350 AC. Now that has double the horsepower, double the cylinders, but is also quite a similar price. So that's why it's my wild card, because I know you get a few people that are like 20 brake horsepower just isn't enough, I couldn't be doing with that. Well, we'll have a little ride on the Vosges, which is double that power, and just see what we think of it. I'm quite excited to formulate my findings, you know. Yeah, so this has been a very good bike for running errands on today. It's given me a taste of its kind of commutability. Oh, that's not a word. But do you know what I mean? How capable it is as a little commuter. You know, when you're in 30s and 40s and even 50s and the odd national, you know, this bike is going to be absolutely fine. You do just have to work it a little bit on the throttle, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. In my review video, I had one of my cons as this little eco light here that flashes and comes up when you're riding the most economically. And I was like, that is a con, because that would drive me insane. Anyway, a lot of you guys were very quick to check me, thanks for that, and tell me that that can actually be switched off. So it doesn't have to be an annoyance, you can switch it off. And in fact, it would kind of be nice if we got a light that flashed that was a shift light instead, because there's no rev counter on this. And I think somebody criticised me on the review that I did, saying that, oh Kate, you're not riding that as intended, you shouldn't be bouncing it off the limiter. Well, if I'm not bouncing it off the limiter, how do I know where the limit is? Like, I've got no red line visible to me, you know, so you've got to accelerate and give it some to figure out what you're working with, what the bike's got. So yeah. And if you want to poodle along and not bounce off the limiter, that's absolutely fine, and I also wouldn't recommend making it a habit, but sometimes it just is what it is. You find it, and that's fine. Yeah, I think it's cool that this bike has a centre stand as well, included in that price. Okay, we're actually going to do a cheeky motorway junction, and there's a reason for this. There's a reason, because a lot of my comments were talking about the efficiency of 4th and 5th gear on this bike. Now, as you guys probably saw, I was having a slow race with a car up to 70 miles an hour in that fast lane, and I was in 5th gear, and there was a lot of you guys that were like, you're not going to get the most power out of that 5th gear, it's just more like an overdrive, which it is, but where's the fun in that? It was just for a purely fun content's sake. Now, it's funny because you get on a powerful motorcycle and you do 70 on the motorway, and people know that that bike can go a lot faster. People know that bike can, you know, hit the 100 mile an hour very, very easily. But I actually forgot that when you're riding a bike that's got 20 horsepower, people actually care about the top speed. And for me to show it just doing 70 mile an hour really as a top speed and joking about the slow race with the car, you know, that wasn't a very good thing for me to do, because it sets I don't know, like an impression that that's all the bike's got. That's not all the bike's got. Yeah, it's probably a bit irresponsible of me, that, actually, as a reviewer, and I'm open to taking notes and learning, because I feel like it gave the viewer an impression that 70 mile an hour is all the bike's got, and it struggled to get that. Well, when I was at the side of that car and it was like speeding up a little bit and making my life a bit difficult, I was in 5th gear and I was going up a bit of a hill, and I could very easily have dropped to 4th gear, had more punch and accelerate and, you know, get myself out of that very easily. But, you know, I was just committing to the 5th gear, committing to the humour. But, you know, realistically this bike can do 90. If you absolutely rinse it through all its gears, you wring its neck, and you have a hill in your favour and a long stretch of road, you know, with a light person on it, rumour has it, it can get to 90 miles an hour. So yeah, then of course there was lots of comments like, it's too slow, it's not fast, blah blah. We'll get behind this because look at this. What is that? Quite like that. I don't know what it is. A Jeep. Yeah, so the bike has got a top end that can do the odd motorway blast. You know, like say you want a junction hop a little bit, it'd be fine for a few, you know, junction hopping. And you know what, actually, who am I to say it'd be good for junction hopping? You could tour on this if you were one of these people that were happy to sit at 60 mile an hour behind the HGVs. You're not stressing the engine and you're getting where you want to go. You're just going to get there a little bit slower. And that's fine as long as you set your expectations accordingly. So yeah, this bike it's cool in the regard that it can do so much. It can be a commuter bike, it can do, you know, the odd bit on the motorway. And if your name is Mike Pie, you can also do a bit of off-roading on it as well. Mike said it would make such a good scrambler if it just had some knobblies on and a bash guard. He said, I really hope Honda do a scrambler version of this bike because, you know, it's just light enough that it could just go anywhere. But yeah, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day, 10 degrees. Ah, bliss. I'm not complaining. It's just nice to get out, and honestly, I've been really enjoying this bike so much. I've been enjoying it because it's just a bike that makes your life easy. For me, you guys know I'm a short arse, and like my previous bike that I've owned was a GS with a seat height of 850mm because it was a standard one. And don't get me wrong, like I can manage, I can cope. It doesn't stress me out. I've just got to plan a little bit more when it comes to stopping, one because of the weight and the height combined for my little limbs. So that's why it's quite nice to get on an appropriate sized bike for me every now and again, to just have a little bit of a whip round on. I really appreciate it, I really like it, and I absolutely think that small bikes have the place. You've just got to check your ego and exude that big aubergine energy, that big eggplant energy, because let's be real, if you're a guy on a little putt-putter, like, I respect it, because you haven't bought something that you think will please everybody else and make you look macho. Like, you're that confident in yourself that you'll happily have a little ripper. Like, I rate it. I rate it. Okay, so we got the popo, but we're going to do a nice sensible overtake past the popo. Or filter, sorry, not overtake. And we might even just come in here in front of them, play it safe, why not? Do you know what, actually guys, I could use your help here. I've actually been approached by a police force and they want me to kind of team up with them on a road safety campaign. Now, I don't know the terms of what they're looking to do with me or anything like that, but it's a bit of a double-edged sword doing something like that for me, because on one hand I'm all for road safety and, you know, doing things correctly, but on the other hand I know that I'm absolutely not perfect, and I feel like when you agree to these things then you get people that are like, they judge you for the slightest little mistake, or not even mistake. You could be doing something legal, but because it's not like 100% optimum safety, you'll get slated for it. Same when I did my IM test. You do that and you come away feeling like a better rider, but then there's always somebody wanting to put you down about, like, oh well, you've not got both hands on the bars at all times, blah blah. I know I don't. And of course it's great practice to have both hands on the bar, and it is absolutely the safest thing to do, but I like to communicate with you guys. I like gesticulating, that's what I do, and it's not illegal for me to do that. But that's just an example of you know, it can be a double-edged sword. You do something with the best intentions, but it doesn't always, you know, in the long run, you just end up getting more grief from the Nigels of the world. Not the Nigels, sorry Nigels, I know loads of non-anal, non-condescending Nigels, so this isn't aimed at you, it's just a sweeping statement. But yeah, so we're in 5th gear and we wind it on. We're doing 70 now. We don't have anything in this lane, so we'll indicate out. And, you know, we're accelerating. We're keeping up with the police in front. If they can do it, I can do it. You know, I'm seeing 75 on the speedo, but I wasn't optimum with my gearing. So actually we'll drop a gear, so we're in 4th, so we've got a bit more. Do we go to overtake the police? We do, we give it a go. So, like I say, we're in 4th gear, probably doing about 75 on the speedo. We'll tuck back in. We're going to stay in this lane because otherwise we'll go in that first lane to come straight back out again. But yeah, 4th gear, and we'll just knock it up into 5th. But yeah, obviously I can't go full tuck. What I'm trying to get at is this bike has far more motorway capabilities than I initially showed you guys on the first review, and I feel like I didn't do it justice, and I wanted to just do it justice. So we're in 5th gear now, and we're showing 80 on the clocks, which I'm comfortable to show because I know the speedo will be out. But yeah, it can do the motorway stuff. Would I want to do long distances on the motorway? Probably not. Would it do it? Yeah, I think it would, certainly with somebody as light as me on it. But yeah, I know we were running errands today, but I also just wanted to just get on the motorway and show you guys that it is a capable bike. Okay guys, until the next time, take care, ride safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!